Positioned right on the edge of the Arabian Sea in Gujarat, Somnath is revered as the first of the 12 Jyorilingas. The site carries over 4,000 years of history. Successive empires demolished the structure, and successive generations of devotees rebuilt it, culminating in the current golden sandstone temple completed in 1951. That cycle of destruction and resilience draws millions of visitors every year. Somnath operates as a massive, high-traffic pilgrimage machine, processing thousands of devotees daily. Stepping onto these grounds means entering a profound spiritual epicenter, but actually getting inside requires navigating a gauntlet of intense, high-friction crowd logistics. This checklist graphic contrasts the expectation of a visit against the physical reality. You might picture a quiet, breezy seaside stroll taking in the architecture. The reality involves strict dress codes, security lines, and dense crowds. The most critical hurdle is the absolute ban on all electronics. Phones, cameras, smartwatches, and even electronic car keys are strictly prohibited past the outer gates. If you show up to the gates unaware of these rules, you will be sent to the back of the queue, wasting hours in the Gujarat heat simply trying to figure out where to store your belongings. Failing to plan your exact approach will deplete your energy before you ever see the temple. It turns what should be a deeply meaningful journey into an exhausting chore. Your logistics start with your arrival. Most visitors either fly into Diu, about 80 kilometers away, or take the train directly into Verival, which is just 7 kilometers from the temple. The friction spikes during the last mile. During peak festival days, traffic restrictions force vehicles to drop passengers far from the complex, requiring you to walk the final stretch to the gates. Look at this process flowchart mapping out the exact sequence you must follow to get inside. From your arrival point, you head to the cloakroom to deposit electronics, move to the shoe house to leave your footwear, and finally join the physical security screening line before reaching the inner sanctum. During peak morning and evening hours, clearing these mandatory stops adds 30 to 45 minutes to your total entry time. The Temple Trust Management strictly enforces this sequence. There are no fast-track passes to skip the electronics check. It is a tedious protocol, but surrendering your devices has a distinct upside. It forces a completely distraction-free experience once you step inside the gates. You are entirely present. Once you understand the entry rules, you have to make the most important decision of your trip, prioritizing the spiritual atmosphere or physical accessibility. This timeline chart maps the daily RT timings against visitor foot traffic. Notice the massive red peaks in crowd density exactly at 7 a.m., 12 p.m., and 7 p.m. If you visit during the 7 a.m. or 7 p.m. RT, you get the absolute peak spiritual energy. The chanting is dynamic, and the atmosphere is highly charged. The trade-off is physical space. You will be packed shoulder to shoulder with thousands of other devotees. You will not have the time or the breathing room to pause and observe the building itself. If you want to actually see the temple, you need to target the green trough on that chart around 3 p.m. During these quieter hours, you can study the intricate Solanki craftsmanship up close. You can take your time walking the Sadhu Mandap and observing the details of the Kailash Mahameru Prasad architectural style. Success inside Somnath relies entirely on timing. You have to decide your priority before you walk through the gates, because you cannot have empty halls and peak ritual energy at the same time. Beyond the main darshan, many visitors want to book personalized spiritual milestones, like special pujas, offering Vastra Prasad, or reserving rooms in the trust guest houses. This creates an opening for local touts. There is a high prevalence of third-party scams operating through WhatsApp chats and direct UPI transfers, promising VIP access. Do not engage with them. All legitimate transactions, donations, and room bookings must go strictly through the official somnath.org website or the physical trust offices on site. Protecting your money and the integrity of your pilgrimage means bypassing the street-level friction and trusting only the official infrastructure. The main temple is only the center of a much broader mythological landscape in the Prabhas Patan area. To see it efficiently, the Somnath Trust operates a Tirth Darshan bus service that leaves the main gates twice daily at 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. A mandatory stop on this circuit is Triveni Sangam, the sacred confluence of the Hiran, Kapila, and Saraswati rivers, revered as a bathing spot where souls attain moksha. Another critical site is Balka Tirth. This shrine marks the exact location where Lord Krishna was resting under a peepal tree and was accidentally struck by a hunter's arrow, initiating his departure from the mortal world. You have a clear transit trade-off for these sites. The trust bus is cheap, reliable, and runs on a fixed schedule. Hiring a private auto rickshaw gives you flexibility to linger, but requires you to negotiate the fare upfront. Exploring these secondary sites is essential. They complete the deep mythological narrative of the region that the main temple only introduces. This scenario matrix breaks down the logistics into 3 distinct itineraries, so you can lock in a strategy based on how you travel. If you are the devout pilgrim, your primary target is the 7 a.m. Aarti. You should pre-book your specific pujas online weeks in advance. Your trade-off is time. To make that 7 a.m. Aarti, you must accept the heaviest crowds and arrive at the complex a full hour early just to clear the cloakroom and security logistics. If you are the heritage explorer, you skip the morning rush completely. You arrive at 3 p.m. to secure the lowest crowd density and maximum physical space to study the carvings. As an explorer, you'll want to stay or return for the 7:45 p.m. light and sound show. You absorb the historical narrative in the cool evening air, completely bypassing the daytime heat. Identifying your core priority dictates exactly when you should pass through those gates. Finally, if you are the efficient tourist, you lean heavily on the official infrastructure. You book the trust accommodations and take the scheduled 10 a.m. or 3 p.m. bus tours to bypass negotiation fatigue completely. You trade spontaneity for structure, but it guarantees you hit Triveni Sangam and Balka Tirth smoothly and without stress. No matter which profile fits you, the golden rules remain the same. Surrender your electronics willingly at the cloakroom and respect the strict entry timings. Somnath heavily rewards preparation. By aligning your logistics with your specific travel goals, you bypass the operational friction entirely and create the space to truly experience the gravity of the first Jyorilinga.